The Monday Play.
Locusts, a play by Dick Sharples with music by Gourlay.
Sigmoid.
You what?
Sigmoid. Sigmoid.
Never heard of it.
Means curved.
Like the letter S.
Oh, give over, you just made it up. Bloody heck, Billy Mason, you're a cheeky bugger. Well, you may be able to con a few young scoffers in police canteen, but you're not getting by me with that one.
It's in the book, Arnold.
Oh, which bloody book? Old Moore's Almanac?
Dictionary. But you don't have to take my word for it.
I don't intend to. We'll have a second opinion. Constable Harris, in here. It's always the same playing Scrabble with you. One bloody great try on after another. Harris! Where the hell is he?
I'll give him a chance. He's probably in the privy.
Oh, he's always in privy, that one. God only knows what he does in there.
He swats.
He what?
He swats. For his exams.
Says it's the only quiet room in the nick.
God almighty. What a hell of a place to get your higher education. Harris! You sit on that seat much longer, you're going to be marked for life. Hey up, school's out. Harris! In here!
Coming, Sergeant?
About time and all.
Sorry, Sergeant.
Just tell Sergeant Nixon what sigmoid means, then up it.
Sigmoid. How about curved? Like the unsealed sigma?
Oh, stuff it.
Or alternatively, the part of the colon in the left iliac fossa.
All right, Harris, that'll do.
Time to brew up anyway.
Of course, if you want a more colloquial version.
I said up it. Go on, back to your Stedford.
All right. I was only trying to help.
Out!
And don't forget the tea.
All right.
Ah, cheeky little git. Give them bloody druids an inch, they'll take a mile. Mind you, it is a bit hard on the lad.
What is?
Well, new to the force, trying to improve himself. Get him posted to a place like this. I mean, just look at it. Designed by a drunken architect. Put up by a Victorian jerry builder. I tell you, Billy, one of these nights, the 842 from Manchester Piccadilly is going to come straight through the bloody ceiling. Oh, it ain't any lad of mine to end up in a place like this.
If you'd had one.
Aye, if I'd had one.
How is she?
Edna? Well, she's all right as far as I know.
There's no chance, then.
Of her coming back? Back to what, Billy? An empty house, a copper's pay? An husband who's never known when he's needed?
Well, some wives manage to accept it, live with it.
Oh, aye. If you're lucky enough to find someone that unselfish, that daft. No, coppers are all right in their place, doing the job they're paid to do. Enforcing the law, protecting private property, getting thumped by student yobbos.
Yeah.
Now, be fair, Billy. Would you like your daughter to marry one? If you had a daughter, I mean.
Not to mention a wife.
Well, it's not too late, Billy, not for you.
Convince me. Well. Thanks for the game, Arnold. They want to square up now or later.
What's the difference? Here, I used to do all right before we started using old bloody Glendower out there as an umpire. There, 10, 20, 30p.
Right.
This changed, Billy.
What has?
Well, everything. The job, the force, the whole way of life. Even the cons aren't what they used to be.
Oh?
Gee up.
Then pour it out, lad.
Oh, right.
Hey, do you remember Harry Dunlop, Billy?
The Peter man.
Now, there was a professional for you. Made all his own tools, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, aye. Only a mass-produced ironmongery for Harry Dunlop. And talk about craftsmanship. Could open a safe with his teeth, could that one. I tell you, the first time I nicked him, I didn't know whether to caution him or ask for his autograph.
Sergeant, the telephone.
You what?
The telephone is ringing.
Well, what the hell do you expect it to do? Play Christians awake? Answer it, you fool.
Yes, Sergeant. Quiet at speed, please, station. Yes? Who? Oh, all right, I'll tell him. Sergeant?
It's like I said, Billy. You could have a bit of respect for a con like Harry Dunlop.
Sergeant Nixon.
Shut up. I'll tell you another pair I had a soft spot for. Now, that Irish couple, now, what was their name? You know, the ones who used to live over Plymouth Grove, way?
The Nesbits, Sergeant.
The Nesbits. Don't talk daft, Harris. I'm hardly likely to have a soft spot for the Nesbits.
Hardly.
Oh, come on, Billy. You must know what I'm talking about. He's a big fella, black curly hair, a bit of a gut on him. And as for his missus...
The Nesbits, Sergeant.
I shan't tell you again, Harris.
I'm only passing on a phone message.
Eh?
From Constable Unsworth about the Nesbits.
What about the Nesbits?
They're back.
They're what?
Back, sir. Unsworth said he'd just seen them moving into Willington buildings.
Not the Nesbits.
The Nesbits.
All of them?
The whole family.
Oh, my God.
I'd better alert the cars.
I'll get onto the super. Hello? Superintendent Battersby, look sharp about it. Come on, come on. Well, don't just stand there like a bloody leak, Harris. Tip off county headquarters.
Yes, Sergeant. Right away, Sergeant.
Hello, sir. Detective Sergeant Nixon. Yes, sir. I've just heard the Nesbits are back. Ah, the old flaming family just moved into Willington buildings. I thought you better know, sir. Yes, I will. Bye.
Sergeant Machin says to tell you he's alerted all cars and foot patrols.
It's a bit bloody late for that, isn't it, WPC Naylor? They should have been spotted before they crossed the county line. Have you tipped them off in staff canteen?
Well, no, not yet.
Then go and do it, God love us, girl. It's an emergency.
Yes, Sergeant.
I tipped off county headquarters, Sergeant. Oh. Hello, Kitty.
Hello, Elwyn.
Anything else, Sergeant?
It's not right, Harris. It is not fair. I shouldn't have the Nesbits again. Not so soon after the last time.
I must say, it does seem a bit inconsiderate of them.
Inconsiderate? It's plain bloody selfishness, that's what it is. What I can't understand is why. Why they keep picking on me. I mean, it's not as though I've treated them badly, because I haven't. So tell me, Harris. What have I done to deserve the Nesbits again? What have I done?
I'm afraid I can't answer that, sir. At least not without a little more information.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, sir...
Yes?
Who are the Nesbits?
You what?
Who are they? I've never even heard of them. Well, until Constable Unsworth phoned.
Who are the Nesbits, you grey Welsh Nelly? Who are they? I'll tell you who they are. They're the biggest bunch of cons since the Mafia. A shifting, crafty, stinking foxy thing.
Here we are, Alan. Home sweet home.
God almighty. Hey, who's let Polly out of prison?
Does pong a bit, doesn't it? Mind you, it always did, come to think of it. Now put that box down and give us an hand with a carpet.
We didn't have to come back here, Mum. There are other places.
Not for your dad, there isn't. He likes it here. Besides, he has his reasons.
Reasons? Huh. What possible reasons could he have for moving into a bug hutch like this?
You'll see. Any road is still a damn sight better than where you've been shacked up for the past 6 months.
Oh, give over, Mum. I didn't ask to go to strange ways. I was sent.
Well, if this place is good enough for your dad, it's good enough for you. Now go and fetch the furniture.
But, Mum...
Go on.
Oh, all right. But I still think... Hey, watch where you're going.
Oh, sorry, kid.
Hey, Mum. Where do you want Tully?
Father, plug your daft lump.
All right.
Where's your dad?
He's coming.
Oh, then plug it in, switch it on, and go down to the chippy.
Me? Oh, why can't our Marlene go?
Oh, because I've bloody nigh ruptured myself carrying this tea chest up all them stairs, that's why.
Don't be cross, Marlene. Anyway, Tom, love, I need her to help me hang the curtains.
Oh, ma'am, can't it wait? I said I'd meet Doreen Plummer in Winston's Arcade.
Oh, did you? What do you want with her, then?
Doreen's still on game, is she?
What do you mean, still on game? Doreen's not a brass.
That's not what I've heard.
I don't care what you've heard. She's an hostess at the Club Americana.
The one in Fanshawe Street?
Aye.
And you say she's not a brass? I bet you haven't worn a pair of clouts since she's been there.
Shut your gob, you snotty-nosed little
Don't
bitch.
you
That'll
call
do, the both of you. I'll not have you upsetting your father on his first night here. So do as you're told and hang those curtains.
Oh, all right.
And you, Tom, get your father something to sit on. That tea chest'll do.
Oh, but it's full of stuff.
Then tip it out, you barn pot. Give it here. There. Now, go and switch on the telly. Marlene, haven't you unfolded that?
I'm doing my best. I can't do it any quicker, can I?
Oh, dear. Oh, is that all there is? You best turn the sound down then. There he is. In here, Annie love. Telly's all ready for you. You sit yourself down and enjoy yourself. Not that there's much on at the moment, but the tuning card's better than no, isn't it? Now then, Tom, where's my purse? We want 4 cod and a steak pudding for your dad, 5 sixes of chips and 2 portions of peas. Here. Oh, put your running shoes on. We're hungry.
Well, why's it always got to be me? Why can't old Flash Harry get off his backside once in a while?
Come here.
You what?
I said, come here.
What's up? Ow! What was that for?
For talking about your father like that. I won't have it. You hear?
I didn't mean it.
Well, just you watch it. A man's entitled to a bit of respect in his own home, and by God, he's going to get it. Now, get off with you before the chippy closes. Go on now.
It's always the same. It's always me who cops it.
Serves him right. He's been getting too big for his boots, as that one. Cheeky little bleeder. Ow, that hurt.
It was meant to. We'll have none of that sort of language in this house. That's what comes of you mixing with people like Doreen Plummer.
There's no wrong with Doreen Plummer or a job.
So that's it.
What?
She said she could get you one like it, didn't she? At this club of hers. Well, didn't she?
Oh,
I thought as much. So she's not only a brass herself, she's poncing for the place and all.
it's not like that. The club's all right. It's very high class. Doreen says so herself.
I don't give a monkey's elbow what Doreen Plummer says. The Nesbits have come up against the law from time to time, but there's never been a brass in the family. And as sure as God made little green apples, there never will be. Now, get into the scullery and brew the tea. Our Tom should be back from the chippy in a few minutes.
Oh, but Ma'am, what about Doreen? She'll be waiting for me.
Let her. You'll find a quarter of tea in the handbag.
Oh, it's always the same. It's always what you want.
I only want what's best for you, Chuck.
Just do this, do that, go here, go there. I'm fed up to back teeth with it. Flaming fed up I am.
And don't forget the one for the pot, love. By the Kearney, love. It's grand to be back in our own place again, isn't it? You, me and the kids. Just one big happy family. When I recall what we've been through, myself, the kids, especially you, I start to think how it can be we're still together, you and me. And then I look at you and know it's love, love. It's love, love. It has to be. How else could I abide with thee? The lonely nights, days full of woe, hoping, waiting, worrying so. It's love, love. What is love, love? What makes a woman stay with a man? What is this feeling between us? Holding us, binding us, never to leave us. I'm not wrong, am I, love? Not wrong. It's love, love. It has to be. What else could it ever be? The summer smiles, sweet autumn tears, the joys, the sadness, hopes and fears. yes, it's love, love. What is love, love? What makes a woman stay with a man? What is this feeling between us, holding us, binding us, never to leave us? You're right, Chuck. It's love, love. It has to be. What else could it ever be? I look at you, you look at me, and there it is, so plain to see. It's love, love. Oh yes, it's love. You what, love? Oh, I see. Marlene! Marlene!
Now what?
Give your father a fag, will you? He's run out.
Oh, again? By heck, he gets through 'em, doesn't he? Must be the second packet today.
You get through 'em too if your nerves are as bad as your dad's.
Ah, well, he shouldn't have such a guilty conscience, should he?
Watch it.
Well, just look at him. You've only got to put your hand on his shoulder and he jumps 6 feet.
So would you if you'd been nicked by the bogies as often as he has.
Then why does he do it? Why doesn't he get a job?
He did.
When?
Just after you were born. It was a good job too. Stockkeeper over Birkenhead Way. They sacked him after the first 6 months.
What for?
For nothing.
Oh, get away.
For note. The bogies shocked him.
They never.
A Jack who nicked him a couple of years previous saw him working there and told your dad's boss.
No.
Aye. Put the black on him. Just for the heck of it. Nothing personally said. Just that he felt it was his duty as a police officer to tell your dad's gaffer the score. I'll never forgive him for that. Never. Not so long as I live. Taught me one thing, though. It was us against them and always would be. Now, what about that fag?
In my pocket here.
Tom. Here you are, Chuck. Hey? Oh, want to go, do you? Oh, then I'd better go with you. Now, the door kept jamming the last time we was here. Remember that, Marlene? And we wouldn't want your dad to get stuck in there from Monday to Saturday, would we? Come on, Ernie, lovely, lovely.
God, what a dump. There's got to be more to life than moving from one flaming flea pit to another. For a girl like me, it's too late to relate as a wife with an house and a man who is straight. It's too late, much too late for me. That's why I want to be a whore, a paramour, a concubine and a scarlet jade, a courtesan who can't wait to get laid, and have them coming back for more. I'd run a small apartment for superior clientele. I'd provide a personal service that's therapeutic as well. I want to be a whore, a paramour, a fallen woman, a Jezebel, a strumpet, a tart, oh, what the hell! I'll be what the butler saw. I'll wear outrageous garments from kinky to divine. I'll indulge your every fetish. But if you've got inhibitions, the mission reposition is fine. Yes, I want to be a whore, a paramour, 'cause there's nothing left for a girl like me. And why should I give what I've got for free? That's why I have to be a whore.
There we are, love. Feeling better now? Of course you do. You were quite distended, weren't you? Here, what's happened to that tea then, Marlene? We could have grown our own by now.
All right, all right. I've only got one pair of hands.
Pity she doesn't make a bit more use of them, eh, Ernie? Where the exile Len got to? I sent him for the rest of the furniture. I didn't tell him to go off and build a 3-piece suite.
Oh, bloody hell!
Ah, there he is. What's up, Chuck?
I just dropped half me load, that's what.
Ah, well, you shouldn't have tried to carry so much. Could have done yourself an hurt.
Well, someone has to fetch stuff. If I left it to our kid, we'd be kipping up pavement tonight.
Even so, I told you afore about straining yourself. You don't want to have to wear an appliance for the rest of your life, do you? Just like your dad.
Oh, I'm not so sure. I mean, if I did get myself an hernia, I couldn't do no more heavy work, could I?
By your tongue, Len Nesbitt.
Eh?
Inviting fate, that's what you're doing.
Oh.
God love us, there's more to an hernia than having to wear a belt round your belly. It's not the only thing that drops, you know.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you, your future. I mean, you want to have a normal life, don't you? Getting married, have kids.
Oh, me?
Who else? Don't say you've never even given it a thought.
Of course I have. Sometimes I never think of aught else.
Thank God for that. I was beginning to think all those months in Nick that turned you bifocal.
Pity they didn't.
You what?
Well, what chance have I got of getting wed? I mean, I'm not much of a catch, am I? What have I got to offer? No job, no trade, and a record as long as an elephant's digit.
No more nor less than what your dad had to offer when he married me, and we've been happy enough. Haven't we been happy enough, Ernie, love? You and me. From the day we got married. To each other. There you are, you see. Nigh on 30 years together and never a cross word. Marriage doesn't depend on what you've got or what you haven't got. It's what you make of it, Len, love. What you make of it.
Mum, where are cups?
In the small carrier bag on the draining board. At least there should be. Here, let's have a look.
What you make of it. Did you hear that, Dad? What Mum just said about marriage? Do you think she's right? Dad? What's the use? What the hell does he know? About anything. If there's a woman for every man, where's mine? Where's mine? If there's a woman for every man, where's mine? Where's mine? I'm not looking for a modern Cleopatra. It doesn't really matter if she's not Virgo intacta. So if there's a woman for every man, where's mine? If there's a woman for every man, where's mine? Where's mine? If there's a Venus for every pan, where's mine? Where's mine? I'm not asking for a busty Aphrodite. I'll settle for a scrubber in a Marks and Spencer's 90. So if there's a woman for every man, where's mine? I'm tired of waiting, just thinking of myself. I want to get married, not just left here on the shelf. So if there is a woman for every man, where the bloody hell's mine? Oh, where is mine?
Grub up!
Yeah, and about time, too. Mum, Tom's back.
And about time, too.
I just said that.
Bring the tea in there, Marlene.
All right. But it's not drawn properly yet.
The way you brew tea, what's different?
Oh, belt up.
Leave her be, Tom. We'll eat them out the paper.
But, Mum, you know she can't make a decent cup of tea for Toffee. Like nuts water it is.
Your sister can make a very nice cup of tea when she's a mind to. Can't you, Chuck? She's just a bit on careful side, that's all.
You mean stingy?
I mean careful. Waste not, want not, just like I taught her. Summit the lucky man who weds our Marlene will be very glad about.
Wed? Our Marlene? That'll be the day.
And just what do you mean by that?
Well, just look at yourself. Who'd want to wed a skinny little scrubber like you?
Did you hear what he called me? Did you hear?
I heard, and if I have one more word out of him, just one, I'll lift the side of his face off.
All right, I'm sorry. It was a joke, ma'am.
Oh, aye? Well, laugh this off.
Hey, what are you doing?
Giving her half your chips, that's what. I mean, if she's as skinny as you say she is, she needs building up, don't she? Go on, Marlene, love, get 'em down, yeah.
It's not fair. You always take her side. Ah, but I'll tell you this. She can whistle for her afters.
What afters?
4 bars of chocolate and a big bag of nuts. There.
And just where did you get them?
On the way home from chip shop.
I mean, what with? I only give you enough for the chips.
Oh, I had a few p of my own.
Liar! You pinched 'em, didn't you?
What?
You went into a shop and nicked 'em.
But what about it? He didn't see me, if that's what you mean.
You won't be told, will you? You won't be told. What did I say to you when we came here? What did I say?
No pinching nothing from nowhere.
And what do you do the first time you go out? What do you do?
But, ma'am, a few stinking bars of chocolate.
Oh, you haven't got the nous of a louse, have you? Tell him what them bars of chocolate could have got him, Al Lane. Go on, tell him.
With his record, 3 months, maybe 6 months. You know the bogies will be watching us, just waiting for a chance like this.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I never thought.
You never do. That's your trouble. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. No one does nothing until your dad says it's all right. Nothing. Do you hear?
Aye.
Marlene?
Okay.
Len?
Aye, stupid little
Oh,
get.
You
Now
what is
eat
that?
your supper. Go on. While I tell you what your dad wants.
What do you mean? What he wants?
He wants you to pick up a car.
Oh, aye.
First thing tomorrow.
Got something lined up, has he?
He's got something lined up, all right. Haven't you, Ernie, love?
What is it?
It's the best idea your dad's ever had.
Oh, aye.
Well, let's hear it then.
All in good time.
Oh, come on, ma'am.
Aye. God love us, we got a right to know, haven't we?
Yeah, come on, ma'am.
Well, I don't know. What do you think, Ernie? Well, wouldn't do no harm, would it? All right, then. Come over to the window. Come on. All of you.
Eh?
Now, what do you say?
See?
Down there, for heaven's sake, across the street, right opposite.
Harvey's laundrette.
Next door to it.
The betting shop.
Murray Whitworth's.
But what about it?
That's it.
That's what?
Why, your dad brung us back here. To this flat.
What's she talking about?
God knows.
We're going to do it.
Who?
Murray Whitworth.
Do what?
You heard? The fact is, he's been asking for it as Murray Whitworth. Surprised no one's done him before. He keeps it at home, you see.
What?
The money he takes out of his business every Friday night. In cash.
What's he do that for?
So he doesn't pay any tax on it, you great steaming twit.
So he keeps it at home. What about it?
If you think me and our Tom's going to jump a fella like Murray Whitworth, well, I tell you, I'm not getting nicked for robbery with violence, yet alone GBH. If that's what you're after, you can count me out.
Sit down.
I've told you, I want naught to do with it.
Me neither.
I said sit down. Thank you. Robbery with violence. What's the matter with you two? You know your father would never have aught to do with anything like that. We're the Nesbits, not a bunch of Irish micks. Your dad's got it all worked out. Haven't you, Ernie, love?
All worked out.
He spoke. He said something.
I don't believe it.
You feeling all right, Dad? How can you have it all worked out?
I mean, if we're not going to break in and we're not going to jump him, how can we get Murray Whitworth's brat?
If you give us a chance, you'll tell me.
Like your mother said, the time has come to find a town and settle down like ordinary people.
That's right, love.
A little house, an inside loud. Oh, hot and cold, that's what we'll have.
Oh, aye.
And pigs can fly.
Come on, Ernie. Tell 'em why.
All right, 'cause this is the big one, the biggest of them all. The time we hit the jackpot, the time we're 10 foot tall, the time we give the cons farewell. Up yours and bless 'em all.
What's he on about, Len?
Marlene, I shan't tell thee again.
This is the big one, the biggest of them all. And it's going to be so easy, like falling off a wall. And here's the bit that should appeal to you. The bogies won't know what the hell to do, 'cause they won't have the slightest bloody clue how we did it, and did them too. 'Cause this is the big one, the time we double score, the time we hit the jackpot, the time we slam the door, the time we give the cons farewell. Up yours and sod the law!
That sounds all very nice, Dan, but how can we be sure?
Trust me, lad. Trust me. Just once more.
Well, what do you say?
Yeah, why not? Suppose so.
Marlene,
Oh, all right.
let's get on with it then. 'Cause like your dad says, this is the big one.
The final one of all. The time we hit the jackpot, the time we're 10 foot tall, the time we give the cons farewell. Up yours and bless 'em all.
In here, Mrs. Andrews.
I couldn't have left it for more than half an hour, but when I got back...
Well. Sit yourself down in there. There we are. I'll take a statement.
God knows what my husband's going to say. The fact is, he thinks more of that car than he does of his own children. Beg your pardon? I said, my husband thinks more of that car than he does of his own children.
A Rover saloon, you said?
Yes.
Colour
What?
of the car?
Oh, a sort of dark greeny blue.
Dark.
Well, like I said, I couldn't have left it more than 10 minutes. I'd just gone into Lawler's to return a cardigan, and I thought...
Lawler's in Wilbraham Road? Next to Willington Buildings?
Yeah, that's right.
But you said you were parked in Palatine Street.
Yes, but I was, but as Lawler's is just round the corner, I thought...
Willington Buildings? There's a coincidence.
What is?
Now, you just run along home, Mrs. Andrews. I've got your statement, so I can put the wheels in motion, so to speak.
Well, I only went in to return a cardigan. I wasn't in there for more than a few minutes.
Well, we'll be in touch.
5 minutes, if that. It's just 2 or 3 minutes, that's all. Couple of minutes. Dear.
Oh. Wellington Buildings. No, it couldn't be. Not even the Nesbits would be daft enough to do it in their own doorstep. No, I've got the Nesbits on the brain. Statement. Forget it. Just a waste of paper. That car will be halfway down the M1 by now. And by this time next week, it'll have new plates, another colour, and another owner. Just like her. And by this time next month, it'll be coming back up the M1 again on account of some silly cow in Surbiton leaving it outside her local supermarket with the keys in. It's all a game. All a bloody great game. When I was a young police cadet, they told me things I won't forget. They said, "My lad, your job must be to uphold the law and decency. But when you've been at it as long as me, there's no such thing as morality. For it's all a game, lads, just a game. It doesn't matter who gets the blame. The law's an ass, lads. I'd rather pass, lads. It's just a game. Guilty or innocent, right or wrong, it don't make much difference today. And if you want justice, the very first must is a lawyer who'll stand up and say that you're whiter than white and at home on the night when it happened, whatever it was. Or alternatively, he'll enter a plea You were framed by the fuzz just because. It's all a game, lads, just a game. It doesn't matter who gets the blame. The law's an ass, lads. I'd rather pass, lads. It's all a bloody game.
Harris, put the kettle on. Morning, Billy.
Morning. You're late.
Ah, well, I've been up half the night going through the accounts.
Accounts?
Statements of profit and loss, the last time the Nesbits were here. And just look at them, Billy. 37 cases of petty larceny from shoplifting to stolen cars, 14 breaking and entering, 22 false pretences and or fraudulent conversion, and 1 statutory rape.
Rape? You're not blaming the Nesbits for that.
Why not? They're hand in everything else.
Most things, possibly.
All I know is the day they moved out, the monthly crime figures fell by 9%. 9 flaming percent. They're like a plague of locusts, Billy, coming out of nowhere to ravage us. Oh, I picked the place clean. They're going to play havoc with our crime figures. Play havoc, they will.
Now, you don't know that.
Of course I know it, and so do you. They'll take it easy for the first few weeks. Play it straight. Just draw their national assistance and pay for everything they take. Then one night, bang! What the bloody hell?
Sorry, sir. I dropped the lot. I was in that much of a hurry to give you your tea.
You know what I think, Harris? I think you're one of them Welsh nationalists sent here to harry the English, to create alarm and despondency among the forces of law and order.
I said I was sorry.
And by God, Billy, he's certainly succeeding. What with him and the Nesbits, I haven't felt more alarmed and despondent since the day I got my first North Sea gas bill. I don't know. I don't think I'm up to it anymore. In the old days, I could have taken the Nesbits in my stride. But now...
Oh, give over. Things haven't changed all that much.
But I have, Billy. Yes. I have. I know you should never look back, but still, you can't really help it when you're over the hill. Like me. And you see that the grass isn't greener, and you know that it never was. No. Never look back, never look back. That's what they always say. Never look back, never look back. What's over is done with today. But you can't help thinking where you went wrong, when you went wrong, just how you went wrong. Why, springtime is autumn and you haven't got long to do anything much at all. But keep looking back, yes, keep looking back to the copper who used to be you. Oh, you have to look back, you've got to look back, 'cause there's nothing to look forward to.
It's all a game, Arnold. Just a game.
Ah, not to me, Billy. We're not the same. No, never look back, never look back. That's what they always say. Never look back, never look back. Tomorrow's a wonderful day. But when you're over the hill, a little older and meaner, that's when you know damn well that the grass there isn't greener. You want to look back, you want to look back, 'cause there's not much else you can do. Yes, you have to look back, you've got to look back, 'cause there's nothing to look forward to. There's nothing to look forward to.
Here you are, Sergeant Nixon. A cup of tea will cheer you up.
I wouldn't bank on it, lad.
Ah, still the Nesbits, is it?
Well, it isn't Spring Heel Jack.
Yes, well, I think I could be of some help to you there.
Where?
The Nesbits.
Oh, aye, what do you have in mind? An appeal to their better nature?
Extending the hand of friendship and understanding may not be as daft as you think.
Harris, the last time someone extended the hand of friendship to the Nesbits, they took his wedding ring straight off his finger.
Oh, never.
It's true. Social worker he was. All long hair and civil liberties. And he rode by the time the Nesbits had finished with him. He gave it all up and went to work on the buses. You remember him, don't you, Arnold?
Ah,
He was the same fellow who chucked a brick through the window of the Prisoners' Aid Society.
I don't believe a word of it. And I still think...
just a minute. I think the lad's got a point, Billy.
Eh?
So you want to extend the hand of friendship and understanding, do you, Harris?
I think it's worth a try, Sergeant.
Right. Kitty! WPC Naylor in here at the double.
What the hell are you up to, Arnold?
Let's put it this way. There are more ways than one of threading a camel through the eye of a cobbler's needle.
You what?
You heard.
Yes, Sergeant.
Sit down, the both of you, and listen to me. Listen very carefully. I'm well aware that as far as you're concerned, Harris, and you too, WPC Naylor, that the Nesbits at best are a bit of a joke, and at worst a bit of a nuisance. But they're a lot more than that to them up at county headquarters, and those of us who have to carry the can for any increase in the monthly crime figures. And I'm sure we all agree about one thing. The vital necessity of getting shot of 'em fast to some other town, some other place, before they've had a chance to get started.
I wouldn't say that, Sergeant.
You wouldn't say what?
Well, like I said. Now, I've been studying their records, see? And it seems to me that all the trouble we've had from the Nesbit family stems from one single factor.
Ah, they're all as bent as a plastic coat hanger.
Their deep-rooted antagonism towards all forms of establishmentarianism.
What the hell's he on about, Billy?
God knows.
In other words, Sergeant, I am firmly of the opinion that if the Nesbits could be persuaded to undergo psychiatric treatment... What's so funny, then?
Oh, shall I tell him, Billy, or will you?
Listen, Harris. The Nesbits have seen more prison psychiatrists than you've had leak butties.
Oh,
Well, a fat lot of good it did him and all.
It didn't do the psychiatrists much good either. One of them's still under observation.
I still think...
Shut up. Which brings me to the reason why you're here. To assist your colleagues at the CID in keeping the Nesbit family under permanent surveillance. And as you're a woman, Kitty...
Yes?
And Harris here is a man, well, roughly speaking...
There's no call to get personal, Sergeant.
Shut up. I hear you're a dab hand at the, what's the latest one called? The woozy, is it?
The what?
The dance, Harris, the dance.
Oh, you mean the Watusi?
Well, how the hell should I know? Anyway, you can do it, right?
More or less.
Right. That takes care of the girl.
Right. What girl?
Do you want a dance hour, Marlene?
Yeah, but not with you.
Why not?
'Cause you're not much cop, that's why. Oh, God love us, our kid. I'd have to be a Bachelor of Science to keep in step with you. You better try somebody else.
Tried the lot, but they don't want to know neither.
Been watching you, have they?
Yeah, well, it'll be different after I've had me cut.
Got a what?
A big job, when we pulled it off.
Why? What are you going to do with it?
I'm going into show business, aren't I?
You are?
You heard. I'm going to be a pop star. They'll want to dance with me then.
Bloody hell. He lives in a world of his own, he does. A world of his own. Pop star. Hearing you sing is like supping hot lead.
What's that got to do with it?
What's that got to do? Oh, for God's sake.
She's right, Tom. I mean, it's not as though you can play an instrument, either.
Play an instrument. He couldn't even manage a comb and paper.
You're just not with it, are you? I know I got no talent, but that's the whole point.
What is?
I got no talent, no sense of time. I'll hire a few musicians and I'll do it all in mime. I'll be a 9-day wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be a 9-day wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be a 9-day wonder. That's long enough for me. You can't sing a note, you want to be a star. So dress up like a poofter with an amplified guitar and be a 9-day wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be a 9-day wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be a 9-day wonder, and that's long enough for me. You can't read music, you want to make some bread. So put on lots of glitter and jump about instead and be a 9-day wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be a 9-day wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be a 9-day wonder, and that's long enough for me. That's pop music, that's what it's all about. You don't need talent, all you gotta do is shout and be a 9-day wonder.
A 9-day wonder.
I'll be a 9-day wonder.
A 9-day wonder.
I'll be a 9-day wonder, that's what it's all about. Yeah!
Excuse me. Baby?
You talking to me?
Right on. Want a groove?
Eh?
I'd like to dance.
Why didn't you say so? Come on.
Brilliant, right?
You what?
Like crazy, you know?
Eh?
Far out. Swinging. Supersonic.
Why are you talking like that for?
Like what?
Like far out and swinging and supersonic.
You mean you haven't heard anybody talking real cool before?
Not lately, no.
Oh. The name's Harris. Hip Harris. At least that's what my friends call me.
What do they call you that for?
Well, because I'm hip. With it, you know.
Get away.
Straight up. Anyway, it's all right, isn't it?
What is?
This place. Music. Whole scene, huh?
Is it?
Don't you think so?
No, I think it's bloody awful.
Ah. Well, when I said it's all right, I didn't mean it's that all right. I mean it's not too bad. For this part of the world. When you got nowhere else to go. Well, in fact, it's pretty rotten, really. Not what I'm used to.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, you get to see a lot of swinging scenes in my job.
Oh, aye.
Yes, you're not stuck in the same place being a rep, you see. Liverpool one day, London the next.
Oh, aye.
I'm thinking of moving there permanently. To London, that is, matter of fact. Running the London office. Fix myself up with a cozy little pad round Chelsea. And I'd be laughing. Know what I mean?
Aye. How long have you been on the force?
Oh, nearly 2 years now. Oh, good night, Miss Nesbitt.
Ta-ra, Constable.
You're a very good mover, you know that.
Thank you.
Leonard.
What?
I'm Leonard.
Oh. Kitty. Catherine.
Ah. Come here often, do you?
No. You?
No. But I'm glad I did.
You what?
Come here. Tonight.
Oh.
Are you?
Am I what?
Glad you come here. Tonight.
Oh. Yes.
If you really want to know,
Yes.
it doesn't matter.
Go on.
It's just that... No, forget it.
Tell me.
No, really, it wasn't nothing.
Please.
Well, it's just that I haven't enjoyed myself so much for years. Being with you, I mean. Here. Tonight.
Give it over.
No, really, I mean it. I fancied you the minute you come through the door. Hey, you do believe me, don't you?
Yes. But Leonard.
Yeah?
Oh, nothing.
Hey, what so?
I told you it's nothing.
Come on, Ruth. I can't be that bad.
Why did you have to be so nice? It was not fair.
Hey, come and sit down. Hey, do you want to borrow me hanky?
It's all right. I've got one in my bag. Oh, bother now, I dropped it. It's all right, I'll get
I
it.
got it, don't worry. It's all here, look. Compact, driving licence, lipstick, warrant card, matches. Warrant card?
I'm sorry, Leonard. I am sorry.
And I really fancied you, I did. I really fancied you.
I know, Leonard. And I'm sorry, I really am.
Oh, hello, Kitty. How'd it go?
Rotten.
Oh, well, that is it.
Yes? It's like that.
Want to talk about it?
No. I just want to type out my report, put it on your desk, and go straight home.
Oh, my love. I'll leave you to it.
Oh, Len. Why did it have to be you? If there's a mister for every miss, where's mine? Where's mine? If there's a lover for every kiss, where's mine? Where's muscle-bound Adonis. I'll take a skinny fella, just so long as he is honest. So if there's an Adam for every Eve, where's mine?
If there's a woman for every man, where's mine? Where's mine? If there's a Venus for every pan, where's mine? Where's mine? I'm not looking for a modern Cleopatra. It doesn't really matter if she's not the going tactor. So if there's a woman for every man, where's mine?
If there's a Derby for every Joan, where's mine? Where's mine?
If there's a housewife for every home, where's mine? Where's mine?
I'm not looking for an energetic lover.
I wouldn't even mind it if we had to live with mother. So if there's a she around for every she, where the bloody hell's mine?
All right, Harris in here. And tell WPC Naylor. Oh, you're here already, are you?
I left early.
Well, what have you got to say for yourselves, eh? I've never heard anything like it, never. What are you trying to do? Make us the laughing stock of the old division?
The fact is, Sergeant...
Shut up! And take that bloody silly wig off. I told you to go in plain clothes, not as old Mother Riley. I'm surprised at you, WPC Naylor. I expected a little more from you, I really did. God love us, girl, if you'd exploited the situation properly, you know, led him on a bit, we could have got Lynn Nesbitt for attempted rape.
He isn't that kind of fella, Sergeant.
Isn't that kind of fella? Of course he's that kind of fella. We're all that kind of fella given half a chance. And if you'd flashed a bit of leg instead of a flaming warrant card... Oh, never mind. But as for you, Harris... Well, the least said about you and their Marlene, the better. Well, I hope you're proud of yourselves. The Nesbitts must be laughing themselves sick by now. Laughing themselves sick.
Oh, give over our Marlene. Oh, you're having us on.
No, honest. He was as thick as a plank of wood and he danced like one too. And he had this daft wig on. He looked just like a Welsh collie, didn't he, Arlen?
Oh no, stop it no more. I'll do myself an hurt.
Hey, and what about yours, Len? She weren't exactly university challenge material, was she?
She were all right. I really fancied that lady Scupper, Mum, I really did.
Well, she couldn't have been much cop if she fancied you.
Oh, pay no heed to her, Len. I've known some very nice lady scuppers in my time. A bit butch mine, but that's on account of the job.
Aye, well, maybe they'll leave us alone after last night.
Well, it won't make no difference what they do now. Oh, what time is it?
12:05.
He then, Maury Whitworth should be leaving for the track any time now. You best watch the window, Marlene.
Right.
And off you go and fetch the car, Tom.
Okay.
This is it, then?
Of course it's bloody it. It's race day, ain't it?
There's no call to be abusive, Leonard. It's a big day for you, ain't it, Tom?
Aye.
Never been part of a job like this before, have you? It's an important milestone in a young lad's life, Len. Like your first day in Borstal. Or registering for national assistance.
Well, it'll be too late to do anything if you don't get a move on and fetch that car.
Off you go, son. Here, half a tick. I forgot to ask. What sort did you get?
Rover 2000. From outside Lawley's.
Lawley's? Just round corner?
Aye.
Oh, Tom, you never...
You Bert.
Well, what's the difference? I drove it straight round to the lock-up, didn't I?
God, Lois, you knew the law was watching this place.
Ah, well, they're not watching it now, are they? They'll all be down track.
All right. What's done is done. You best go and get it, Tom.
Right.
Okay.
By heck, he's a worry, is that one.
Hey up. There's somebody just coming out of the betting shop now. A fat little fella in an Abercrombie coat.
Oh, let's have a look. That's Maury Whitworth. The other two are his runners.
Just look at his car. Bentley Continental. He can't be short of a few, Bob.
Well, he will be. Afore the day's out.
There he goes.
He's turned left, just going straight to the track.
Just like your dad said he would. Right. Now, you sure you know what you got to do, Marlene?
We've rehearsed it enough, haven't we?
Where are you going to call from?
The phone in the hall, if it's still working. Come on now, Marlene.
I'll come with you. Won't be long, Ernie, love.
3, 2, 9.
Is it ringing?
Yeah. Come on then. Let's be having you. Oh, hello, Mrs. Whitworth? Oh, Morris Whitworth Limited here. I have a call for you. 1 minute, please. Mrs. Whitworth on the line for you, Mr. Collins. You're through?
Hello, Mrs. Whitworth. Freddie Collins here. Collins, I work in shop. That's right, the little fellow with the red hair. Now look, I've got to make this quick. Mr. Whitworth's asked me to give you a message. He can't speak to himself because he's in with the tax inspectors. Well, I don't know. They walked in here a couple of minutes ago, just as your husband was leaving for track, and started going through books. Look, Mrs. Whitworth, I don't know nowt about out. I'm just doing what your husband told me to do. And he said to nip downstairs, phone the wife, and tell her to get all the money together. Well, I don't know what money, Mrs. Whitworth. Well, yes, I suppose he must mean everything you keep upstairs. What? Well, yes, if he's got some in the greenhouse, I suppose you'd better put that lot in too. He did say all the money, didn't he? Anyway, you best do it quick. He said he wanted it out of the house before the tax fellas turn up. Well, he thinks they will, at any moment. Now, calm down, Mrs. Whitworth, calm down. You don't have to go anywhere. It's all arranged. You're to give it to Charlie. Charlie Canning, you know, young fellow who works in office. No, well, he spends a lot of time out at track. But you'll know him when you see him. He's about 5'9", with dark hair and a green sports jacket. He'll be driving a Rover saloon. A Rover, yes. Now, you're not to worry, Mrs. Whitworth. Just do like your husband says and... Sorry, I'll have to ring off. I can hear him going downstairs. Ta-ra! She swallowed it. She swallowed the lot.
Well done, Len. The both of you.
Where's our kid?
Waiting for you, in car outside.
Off you go then, Len. But be careful. Don't get nicked for speeding, and keep your eyes on the road when you're passing St. Mary's School for Girls, especially if they happen to be playing netball.
Oh, give over, ma'am.
Give over yourself, Len Nesbitt. I know you, and I know them girls, too. Very nubile, some of them, for their age. 'Cause remember, this is the big one, the biggest of them all.
The time we hit the jackpot, the time we're 10 foot tall, the time we give the cons farewell. Up yours and bless them all.
Hello, Viaduct Street Police Station, Sergeant Matron speaking. What? Calm down, missus. Just give us your name. Mrs. Whitworth? 28 Makepeace Avenue there. Yes, I know it. I'll send someone over right away. Ooh. WPC Naylor! Kitty!
Coming, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant.
Got a job for you. Mrs. Whitworth at Makepeace Avenue, number 28.
Mrs. Whitworth? Well, don't Maury Whitworth live at Makepeace Avenue?
The bookie, so he does.
Then it must be his missus. What's the trouble?
Domestic fracas. She said he gave her a good bashing.
Oh, yeah. Had a bad day at the track, did he?
The bookie of a bad day? That's too much to hope for. Off you go.
Right. Hello, Elwyn.
Hello, Kitty. Sergeant?
What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be out on patrol?
I was, but I had to pull someone in, see?
Oh, aye? Who?
Remember me saying I wanted to be a member of the CID? And when you stopped laughing, your advice to me was to undergo psychiatry?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'd just like you to know you were wrong. Oh, so wrong about me. My future's all mapped out. I'm going to the top. I'm really on my way. I'm gonna cop the lot. 'Cause it's all so plain to see that I'm quite extraordinary.
What are you on about?
It's goodbye, blue serge suit. Au revoir to Viaduct Street. Farewell to size 12 boots, ta-ra to aching feet. Yes, it's Scotland Yard for me, 'cause I'm no ordinary PC.
Harris.
I'll wear a sharkskin suit and drive a Jaguar. I'll fight graft and corruption and sin and seduction and get a weekly payoff from the mafia.
Oh, God.
Yes, my future's all mapped out. I'm going to the top. I'm really on my way. I'm going to cop the lot. Yes, and here's the reason why. There's more to me than meets the eye.
All right, in you come. Now, come on.
Bloody hell.
Come on, Ernie Love. Lean on me. Buy you some ale tonight.
Nesbit, Sergeant.
Bloody hell. You've nicked him.
The whole flaming family. Come on now, look like
Bloody hell. Go and fetch Sergeant Nixon. He's at canteen.
Right.
That's why it's all so plain
Here,
to
where's
see
Alan?
that I'm ordinary PC.
Oh, there he is.
Oh. All right, you lot. Sit down here.
By the heck. Is that you, Mr. Machin? It is. It's Mr. Machin. Ernie. Here, Len. Hey, where's Alan? Oh. Look, it's Mr. Machin. How are you, Mr. Machin? I haven't seen you since you put our Len away for, what was it? What was it that Mr. Machin put you away for, Alan? Yeah, forget me head if it will lose.
3 months, Mrs. Nesbit.
You what?
He got 3 months for lifting lead off St. Catherine's Church steeple. Now, go and sit down.
Of course, that were it. Caught you red-handed that time, didn't you, Len lad?
I were afraid.
Oh, don't talk damp. Mr. Machin and that sort of a copper. Are you, Mr. Machin?
Now, Mrs. Nesbit.
Take no heed to our Len, Mr. Machin. It hurt his pride, you see.
What did?
Being caught in the act. Halfway up church steeple, with enough lead on him to sing a battleship. Mind you, we had to laugh. Did we all have a good laugh about it afterwards?
What? About him getting nicked?
Oh, no. You having to call the fire brigade to get him down again. Got stuck, didn't you, Len lad? Got your foot stuck in a gargoyle. You're a very nice-looking fella. Do you know that, Mr. Machin?
Mrs. Nesbit.
Tom, Len, haven't I always said he were a lovely-looking fella? Haven't I always said it?
Mrs. Nesbit, if you don't behave yourself, I'll stick you in the pokey. And that goes for the rest of you too.
Now, Mr. Machin, you know you can't do that.
Oh, he doesn't mean it, do you, Mr. Machin? Hey, what do you think of our Marlene, eh? Here, Marlene, come here. Look right bobbing dazzler, isn't she? It's all her own hair, you know.
Sit down, Mrs. Nesbit.
And she's not spoke for, not our Marlene. And any time you feel like hanging your hat in the hall, it'd be all right with Ernie and me, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be all right, Ernie, love?
Give over, ma'am. Me go out with a copper, I'd rather shack up with a blue-bottomed monk.
What's different?
For the last time, Mrs. Nesbit, if you...
You're having me on, Harris. No, sir. Bloody hell.
That's what I said.
Oh, it's Mr. Nixon, isn't it? Oh, how are you, Mr. Nixon?
Shut up. Take him to the interview room, will you, Billy?
Right.
I want a word with Sexton Blake here.
Ernie, did you hear that? He told me to shut up. There's no call to be belligerent, Mr. Nixon.
Get him out of here, will you, Billy?
Come along, Mrs. Nesbit. And the rest of you and all.
Never did take to him, mind. None of us did. Always so aggressive. Not like you, Mr. Machin. Of course, he didn't have your education, did he?
Out!
Right. Harris, what did you nick 'em for?
Well, sir, I was proceeding in a northerly direction along the West Park Road, in a patrol car, that is, when I got this call on the radio, ordering me to proceed immediately to the Horse and Jockey public house in Wenham Street. So I proceeded there, immediately.
Harris!
Upon arrival at the aforementioned public house, I perceived that the establishment was in some disarray. Bloody shambles, in fact, with the Nesbits right in the middle of it.
I said, what did you nick 'em for?
Eh? Oh, being drunk and disorderly.
Go on.
Well, that's it.
That's it. That's it.
Well, they were drunk and disorderly. That's why I brought 'em in.
Drunk and disorderly, that's all you nicked 'em for. That's no flaming good to me, Harris. I wanted 'em done for something decent, something that could have put 'em away for 12 months, a couple of years even. Not a 50-bob fine and a slap on the wrist.
But they did make a right shambles of the Horse and Jockey. Well, at least the old man did.
Wilful damage then. We can get 'em for that.
Oh, the landlord won't charge 'em. Said Mrs. Nesbit paid in full.
You what?
For the damage. He started throwing bottles, you see.
Assault!
Sir?
With a deadly weapon now, come on, lad. He must have hit someone. What about you? Assaulting a police officer in the execution of his duty is a very serious offence.
No, sir.
You sure?
Positive, sir. Now, the first thing Mrs. Nesbit did was give me a big wet kiss and asked me what I was drinking.
Bribery. She tried to buy you off by plying you with alcoholic beverages.
I don't drink.
Soliciting, then. You said she offered you her body.
I did not. I said she gave us a kiss. And anyway, the thought of... I wish you hadn't said that, sir. I haven't had my supper yet.
Now, look here, Harris. I don't know what you think you're playing at, but unless you can come up with something a bit better than this...
I thought you'd be pleased, sir. Damn it, I wouldn't have brought him in at all if it hadn't been for the money.
Money?
The money I saw in Mrs. Nesbit's handbag when she paid off the landlord. Must have been about 4,000 or 5,000.
4,000 or 5,000 what?
Pounds, sir. All in dirty onces.
She showed them to you?
She tipped the whole lot out of her bag. All over the bar.
The bag she got with her now?
Yes, sir.
Good God. Did she say where she got them?
No, sir.
Right.
Forget it, Arnold. You what? All she'll say is that she's had a good run with the bookies.
You know about it. The 5,000 quid in her handbag.
Nearer 6, as a matter of fact. I've just been helping her count it.
And you believe her that she won at the races?
Oh, don't be daft. But as she said, she'd like to see us prove otherwise.
Where do you think she got it?
No idea, but I do know one thing. She didn't get it at the racetrack. She couldn't tell me the name of one flaming horse.
A payoff from a fence. Yes, that's it. For services rendered.
What services?
How the hell would I know? Didn't I tell you they'd be up on a job the moment we turned our backs? Didn't I tell you?
Nothing's come in so far.
Hey?
Any report of a job worth 6,000 quid?
See what I mean? We can't even hold them on suspicion.
Well, it's bound to come in sooner or later. I mean, it's hardly likely to remain undiscovered indefinitely, is it?
That'd be too much to hope for. No. They've done it. The bastards have done it on me again. From a bloody great height. And this time tomorrow they'll be miles away. I'm going home, Billy.
You do that. Good night, Arnold.
Night.
Well, you might as well up it too, Harris.
But what about the Nesbits?
What about them?
You mean you're not going to charge him with anything? Not even disturbing the peace?
Oh, come on, Harris. With 6,000 quid in their pockets, they could afford to sue us for wrongful arrest and win, too.
But you can't just let him go.
I already have.
But it's not right. It's not fair. I wanted to show on my records that P.C. Elwyn David Harris arrested the Nesbits, the whole flaming family, single-handed. I was banking on it.
Aye, well, that, as they say, is how the black pudding hits the ceiling. Hard luck, lad. Happen you'll just have to wait a bit longer for your sharkskin suit now. Hop it.
But it would have made me a legend in my own lifetime. It would have taken me right to the top.
Not right. Not fair. It's all a game, lads. Just a game. It doesn't matter who gets the blame.
the laws and us, lads. I'd rather pass, lads. It's all a bloody great game.
Mrs. Whitworth, Sergeant.
Huh? Oh.
Mrs. Murray Whitworth.
Oh, aye.
She wanted to make a statement, so I brought her in.
I want protection, officer, from my husband.
Oh, yes, sir. Said he'd been knocking you about, didn't you?
He went berserk, officer. That's the only way to describe it. Berserk. I've never known him to act that way in all the years we've been married. And his language. His language. Now, I know Murray didn't have the education like what I did, but there's absolutely no excuse for some of the things he said to me. No excuse at all.
Mrs.
But
Whitworth,
that's not the half of it. He hit me, officer. He actually raised his fist to me. Yes, me, his own wife. Just look at that black eye. The pain. I've never known such pain. I wouldn't be at all surprised if I end up permanently disfigured. That's nothing to what he's going to do to me when he gets back home. He said so himself.
Where did he go?
To his club. To get stinking drunk, he said. That's why I phoned the police. I need protection, officer, because if I don't get it, he'll kill me. I know he will. The lousy, rotten, stinking git.
Yes, well, don't you worry about that, Mrs. Whitworth. You'll be quite safe while I'm here.
How was I to know the fellow was a crook? Anyone would have been taken in by him, anyone.
Crook, Mrs. Whitworth.
The one I gave the money to, the one in the road.
What money?
The money Murray always keeps at home. I wasn't to know the phone call was all part of the act, was I? I just got the money together, like he said, and gave it to this fella in the car.
What do you look like?
Oh, I don't know. Young fella, medium height, dark hair, green sports jacket. Why do you ask?
Oh, it's just for the record.
Where's my message?
It's him.
Here, Mr. Whitworth.
Oh, there you are. Her next door said you're gone off with the ladies' scupper. Now, what the hell do you think you're up to?
I come here for protection.
Protection? What have you been telling them, you stupid old muggy?
Well, that'll be quite enough of that, Mr.
Now,
Whitworth.
mind your own flaming business. Come on, Edie, we're going home.
I'm not going nowhere.
Now, we gather from your wife that she wishes to charge you with common assault.
She what? Enid, have you gone stark staring mad?
You hit me. You raised your fist to me, your own wife.
Oh, for God's sake.
Just because I gave him the money. How was I to know he was a crook? How was I to
Shut up, you
know?
fool.
That's something else we'd like to talk to you about, Mr. Whitworth. From what your wife
She's
said.
raving.
Now look.
Oh, she's all mixed up, miss. She don't know what she's saying. I don't know nothing about any money. Neither does she. Now, kid, love, I didn't mean to upset you. I was a bit tired, that's all. I mean, anybody would be after flogging their guts out all day at the track.
You hit me.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Look, well, you said you had a nice little holiday.
Holiday?
Aye, why not? A nice week in the Isle of Man do you the world of good.
The Isle of Man?
Yeah.
No.
What?
Paris.
Hey?
I want to go to Paris.
Look, I'm not made of this stuff. Paris?
Paris.
Paris.
It'll be all right now, officer, thank you.
Aye, I'm sorry you've been troubled, but you can see how things are.
Yes,
All right.
we can see how
Right,
things
come
are.
on then, Enid.
First-class travel and a five-star hotel.
5-star? I can't afford that sort of place myself.
Suit yourself.
You know.
Sergeant.
Oh, all right, 5-star hotel.
And first-class travel.
And first-class travel.
Oh, thank you, Morrillo. You're so good to me.
Now, there's a thing.
Rover Saloon.
Driven by a young fella. Dark hair. In a green sports jacket.
Len Nesbitt.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes. Well, we'll never make it stick. According to Murray Whitworth, it never happened.
2 sets of accounts, eh? A classic case of the biter bit.
So that's it, isn't it, Sergeant?
Not quite, Kitty. No. Not quite. Look after the shop for me, will you? It shouldn't take long.
What shouldn't?
To hang up my hat.
Hang up his hat? Oh, Len. Poor Len. You've done it again.
I wish I'd been there.
Where?
Murray Whitworth's place, when his missus told him what she'd done with his money.
Right, Dick, I bet you give through a right rollicking.
Well, we'll be in for a lot more than that if he ever finds out who conned her.
Happily won't even try.
Eh? How'd you work that out, Dan?
Oh, use your loaf out, Len. Who's Whitworth going to tell? The bogies? And get Nick for fiddling his books?
What about his mob?
You're just as daft as your brother.
Hey?
Can you see Murray Whitworth letting it out how we got took for nigh on 6,000 quid? He'd be a laughing stock from one end of trade to t'other. Nay, your father's right. Murray Whitworth won't say a word. Not if he's got the sense he were born with, he won't. Hey, you're a deep one, Ernie Nesbit. Hi. Deep, that's what you are.
Well, I still won't feel safe till we're well away from here.
We're not going nowhere. None of us.
You are?
But we always move on after a job.
Not this time, Duck. We're staying here.
For how long?
For good.
Hey? I'll give over, Mum.
You're having us on.
You think I'm going to stay in a bugutch like this?
No, course I don't, love. Leastways only for a little while, till we got our name down on an emergency housing list.
But why here? Why now? There are plenty of other places.
Because we've now got the money to do it.
To do what?
To move into a nice little council house and furnish it, without having to nick a thing. We start to live like proper human beings, that's what. Like a proper family, like we've always wanted to.
Since when?
Since your dad came down from his last big stretch at the Scrubs. I knew then he could never do another one. And he never will as long as I've got out to do with it. This is his last chance, Len. His only chance, and not just him. You said yourself this was no sort of life, that you wanted to settle down, meet a nice girl.
I know how you feel, ma'am, but there's more to going straight than just signing on for the door.
Oh, I know it's not going to be easy. But we got to give it a try. If you only knew how sick I am of having to keep moving from place to place. Seeing your father get older, tireder. And then there's the waiting, the wondering who's next in line for the nick. And for what? Just a lot of petty thieving, the odd break-in, a few stolen cars. It's not worth it. It's never been worth it.
I've never heard you talk like this before, ma'am.
Me neither.
There wasn't much point, was there?
You really think there's a chance?
With 6,000 quid and nothing on the charge sheet? There's a chance. It's a small chance, I admit it. It's a gamble. I agree. Yes, it's our last chance. Don't forget it. Our very last chance. Don't you see? We can't fight them any longer. We can't win. You know that's true, 'cause we're the losers. Yes, we're losers, and that's what we'll always be. So let's be honest with each other. Let's admit we've had our day. Let's stop this running. Let's stop hiding. Let's start living. What do you say?
But, ma'am, to settle down in a council home
With a concrete gnome
and flying ducks.
and library books.
Oh, bloody hell, no.
Then go.
What?
Up it! Scarper! Leave us be! Because your mother's right. It's all over. It has to be. It's a small chance. I admit it. It's a gamble. Yes, I agree. But it's our last chance. Don't forget it. our very last chance, don't you see? We can't fight them any longer.
We can't win! We know that's true!
So we'll stop running. We'll stop hiding.
We'll start living. We'll be free.
Hey up. Who's that? Murray Whitworth?
It couldn't be. Could it?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Evening all.
Well, I never. It's Mr. Machin. Come in, Mr. Machin. How nice to see you. Look, Ernie, love, it's Mr. Machin. Come call him. Sit down, Mr. Machin.
Oh, thank you.
Marlene, get Mr. Machin a glass of something. What do you fancy, Mr. Machin? Scotch gin, brandy, cream de menthe. We've got the lot.
No, I shan't be stopping. Just dropped in to give you a message.
Oh, aye? Who from? No, let me guess. The Chief Constable. He wants to apologise for tonight, in case we sue him for wrongful arrest, right?
Wrong. It's not so much a message as a bit of friendly advice.
Friendly advice, eh? From who?
From me. Pack up and get out. Now. And don't ever come back.
Well, that doesn't sound very friendly to me, Mr. Machin. Does that sound friendly to you, Ernie? You see, Mr. Machin?
Well, suit yourself, but if I were in your boots, I'd be halfway up the M6 by now.
Now, why's that, Mr. Machin? We like it here. We like the people. They're all so nice and kind.
And generous.
Generous?
And Murray Whitworth, for instance.
Oh, bloody hell.
Murray and who? Mr. Machin?
Whitworth. He's a bookie.
Oh, aye. I've never even heard of him. Have you, Ernie, love?
Oh, then you can't have heard about the way he was conned out of 6,000 quid.
Good heavens. Is that what you've heard?
Yeah. And mind you, I don't know how true it is. Murray himself denies the whole thing, but the story goes that he was conned by a young fella wearing a green sports jacket and driving a Rover saloon. Just like the jacket your Len's wearing at the moment.
Has, this Murray Wentworth...
Whitworth.
Oh, aye. Wentworth. Has he, any idea who done him?
Not yet, but I reckon he'd be very interested to find out.
I'm sure he would.
Mind you, I hope he never does it, for their sakes.
For their sakes?
Aye, from what I've heard, he's a very violent man.
Violent?
The sort that thumps first and asks questions afterwards.
Oh, that sort, eh?
That sort. One word. The odd hint over the bar at the Bunch of Grapes and, hey, be away.
Why the Bunch of Grapes?
That's his pub.
Ah.
Mine too. On the odd occasion.
Ah. Like, tomorrow dinner time?
Maybe. On the other hand, I might drop into the Horse and Jockey instead. Depends how the fancy takes me.
Ah. Best make it the Horse and Jockey, Mr. Machin.
You reckon?
Ah. The beer's better.
Thanks for telling me.
Thanks for telling us.
My pleasure, Mrs. Nesbit. Well, I'd best be off. Have a nice trip.
Well, you heard what he said. Don't just stand there. Start packing.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Ah, so am I, Len, love. For all of us.
Come on now, Tom. Let's get boxes from the basement.
Right. Give us a hand, Marlene.
I'm coming.
Oh. Thump. And we were so close this time. So close. It was a small chance. I admit it. It was a gamble. Yes, I agree. It was our last chance. Don't forget it. Our very last chance. Don't you see? We can't fight them any longer. We can't win. You know that's true. 'Cause we're the losers. Yes, we're losers. And that's what we'll always be. Oh, come on, Ernie, love. Let's go and fetch the van. That's it. Lean on me.
In Locusts, by Dick Sharples, Machin was Michael Deakin, Nixon, John Hollis, Harris, Raymond Llewellyn, and Kitty, Heather Bell. Mrs. Nesbit was Stella Tanner, Ernie, John Franklin Robbins, Marlene, Polly James, Len, Kenneth Shanley, and Tom, Christian Rodsker. Mrs. Andrews was Daphne Oxenford, Mrs. Whitworth, Judith Barker, and Maury Whitworth, David Marlowe. The flute and tenor sax were played by Alan Fawkes, guitar, Les Beavers, and string bass by Dave Linnane. Lyrics were by Dick Sharples, and the music was written by Ian Gourlay, who was also the musical director. Locusts was directed in Manchester by Kay Patrick.